Firefighter. Yeah, this was going to fall on the list sooner
I don't
or
do
later,
fire.
so don't be surprised.
Only my raps.
Firefighters choose an occupation that consists of running into a burning...
Yo, what's up guys? Prince Charming. So today we're gonna be checking out most stressful jobs people actually have. So a lot of us actually hate our jobs, and man, like, I'm so glad I have YouTube because I don't think I can do a 9 to 5. It's not even because like of a work issue, like the time issue, is the fact that I'm making somebody else money, and more money than I'm making. And then it takes years and years to advance, and like by the time you're like in your late 30s, you're finally making like a good salary. That's how most jobs are, and they're not even probably stressful. I would hate to have a stressful job. So go ahead and comment, what's the most stressful job you ever had? The most stressful job I ever had, and I literally worked it for about 1 day. Well, technically it was a week, but 6 of those days were training. It was UPS, man. Like, they put me in a warehouse with no AC. It was just hot air, and you had to lift tons and tons of packages. Like, they look at me, they saw a big guy, so they put me on the hard section with all the huge packages. That I did 1 day of that, man. When I tell you cannot drink enough water for that job, you cannot drink enough water because you sweat it out instantly. It's so hot. It was the summer too, man. That was just struggle, and it was only $10 an hour. Also, make sure you subscribe and get me to 100,000 subscribers by my birthday on July 28th, guys. I don't know if we're gonna make it. Hopefully we make it. That way we can do the giveaway, because if I don't get 100K by my birthday July 28th, it's not gonna be a giveaway, so make sure you get me there. So make sure you like, comment on this video. Let's check out the most stressful jobs people have ever had.
10. Teacher.
Oh,
Okay,
teachers really do. I ain't
do
gonna
find
lie.
understandable. Having to deal with crazy kids and teens, dodging spitballs and checking every nook and cranny for thumbtacks
I
on
remember
that
this
chair they
meme.
sit on every day, all along with having to grade papers and tests. That's just crazy.
And kids
First
be
of all,
having
teachers
snot
are
nose.
never going to get rid of
Ugh.
teaching. Second, most teachers are working well outside the times between the first and final bell by grading papers.
Yeah, you
going
really
over
do grade
curriculum.
paper on your own
Thirdly,
time.
teachers have an unbelievably crucial responsibility to shape the minds of young people and properly prepare them for life after graduation. Failing to do so literally endangers the future for both the students and society in general. And finally, let's not forget, there's the stress of dealing with most students every day. That's normally
Man,
enough stress
teachers
right
go
there
through
to last
it.
a lifetime. Just be nice to your teachers, boys and girls. They're doing their best to prepare you for the real world.
Real talk, teachers really be going through it, especially during the high school era where everybody is like disrespectful. Like, it's crazy. Teachers deal with so much disrespect, so much hate, so much stress, and like he was saying, most of their work they're doing is at home on their own time. So you know how people clock in, clock out, and they're done with work? Teachers, they're never off duty. They're always grading papers, always planning lessons, and that's on their own time, guys. And they don't even make much money at all for the amount of work they do. They don't even make nearly enough money as they should be making. It's insane, man. Like, teachers really be going through it, but still come to school every day to teach us kids. Same kids that show us disrespect, same kids that show them disrespect and whatnot. It's insane. Like, teachers, y'all are the true MVPs. So I want you to like really be nice to your teacher, because they really are trying the best. No, given that some teachers really like just, you know, but most teachers really do try their best. So try not to be disrespectful to your teacher. I was never disrespectful to my teacher, so you shouldn't be either. The only time I was disrespectful was like elementary, but that doesn't count. Like high school, I was a very good kid, and you should be too.
Social worker. Imagine being placed into emergency situations where potential abuse or violence is taking place. No one else wants to step in, so it falls to you to deal with the aftermath, and you're getting paid peanuts for this, by the way.
Peanuts.
Welcome to the life of a social worker. Social workers have to advocate for those who are often in dire straits and dealing with one or more crises. While they do help families plan next steps and offer education on various topics, they also must be an understanding and sympathetic ear while witnessing heartbreaking family and personal situations.
Yeah,
Add to
they
that
go
the
through
fact that
emotional
social
abuse.
programs are constantly underfunded, yet the demand constantly grows, and you have fewer dedicated social workers trying to do more work with less support. Wonder how stressed these social workers are anyways. Kinda depressing. They sit there all day having to hear about people's problems, and I wonder if social workers have their own social worker for that.
Right. They actually have to listen to people's problems and whatnot, and they don't get paid the same rate as therapists. No, they don't. Honestly, some people use their social worker as their therapist just because social workers, they're pretty much cheap. They get paid like what, like it's like 30K or 40K or like max. That is nothing, guys. If you think 30,000 a year is a lot of money, you're so wrong. Like, in today's world, you're gonna need much more than that if you want to live like a very comfortable lifestyle. And I'm not talking about about Raris in your garage and whatnot. I'm talking about just like not having to live paycheck to paycheck, because adulthood is expensive. Like, I'm still 20, but I have so many bills because I pay my own school tuition. So I have so many bills. I pay everything by myself. But hey, I guess if you go to college to get a social work degree, you know, you're kind of expecting how much you're going to get paid. So they kind of do it to themselves.
Newspaper reporter. Life as a print journalist is not
Isn't that
easy.
interesting though?
First of all, the pay is low and very few strike it rich as a newspaper reporter.
Yeah,
However,
no one
the
reads a
reasons
newspaper.
The stress levels are so high are because the job is demanding in many, many respects. This is a job with long and unpredictable hours, covering meetings, trials, and breaking news. It's not uncommon to work all day on a story, receive follow-up calls from editors well after you've handed the story in, and then get called in the middle of the night to cover a murder or major accident. Good reporters are never really off duty. Also, the industry is not faring well at the moment because leaders still haven't figured out a way to adequately monetize the product. That means many papers are downsizing, with even some shutting down completely, as fewer reporters try to do more with less. This is a stressful issue that looms over almost every reporter at the moment. The newspaper industry is dying at this point. Everything is being turned into all electronic.
Everything is digital now.
So the pay even at this point in the electronic era is also as low.
Newspaper used to be like the go-to, like to get your news. Now it's your phone, you get TV, you have instant updates. It's just like newspaper, they're kind of like, they're too old, man. I remember in my old job, Fry's Electronics, where I'm a salesman, like they have like somebody sit in front of the store to talk to customers going in and going out. It's basically Star Telegram, which is the Texas newspaper outlet, whatever, or something like that. And man, like nobody was stopping like to check out his stand because nobody cared about newspapers, because you have to pay to get a newspaper. I'm pretty sure I hope y'all know that it's not free. I don't know in other states, but I know in Texas you have to pay for it. And yeah, man, like honestly, I've seen many newspapers and having to read through all those words, you know, it's so big, like it's unpractical. Like, while I can just pull out my phone and get the news instantly what I want to see and not the funny pages. Come on guys, like newspaper industry is dying out.
Emergency dispatcher. You know those people that answer
This is
when you call
important, though.
911? Yeah, that's the first half of this job's title as a big tip-off as to why it's on our stressful jobs list. When people call for police and firefighters for help, officers and firefighters respond. But those officials only get to where they're going because of the dispatchers, who are at the front lines of many emergencies and who often mean the difference between life and death. Dispatchers not only have to collect the address from the caller and pass it on to police, they are relied upon by first responders to ensure safety. For instance, a dispatcher may have to give life-saving information to the caller, such as how to perform CPR or the Heimlich, while providing information to responding personnel. And those officers need the dispatcher to find out how many people are in a building, if anyone is injured, armed, etc. Mistakes by dispatchers can end with people getting hurt or, in extreme circumstances, killed. Stay safe out there.
Man.
You never know what's gonna happen.
So for all of y'all prank calling 911 thinking it's funny, this is the people you're messing with, and like you're distracting them from the real people who need help. Like, come on guys. For that job you gotta multitask, because what if you send like the wrong place to another place? Oh, that's not funny. Dangerous, never fun. No, that's not funny. Stop laughing, Prince.
ER nurse. A stressful job, to say the least.
My mom's an
When you're
ER
taken
nurse.
into the ER, these are the nurses that check your vitals, or if by any chance you're in an unstable condition, these are the people that make sure you get back to the good, stable condition.
Really, she's
so
an
that
RN
a doctor
nurse.
can come and fix you up in surgery, or whatever you may need. The emergency room of any hospital is a hectic and chaotic place. Medical professionals are running every which way to determine who is a priority and who needs which treatments. There's trauma almost everywhere you look, not to mention blood and other bodily fluids.
Yeah, it's pretty
These are the
gross.
link between patients and doctors, and are responsible for much of the routine care before and during treatment. Everything from catheters to getting patients another warm blanket is done by a nurse. Doctors rely on them, and patients rely on them as well.
Nurses
As
be
mistakes
doing
are
a
made
lot of
regarding
work.
people's health, the results can be catastrophic.
Like, my mom comes back from work all the time telling me stories of how people are rude and disrespectful to her, but like when the doctor comes up, they like treat them with more respect. I hope y'all realize nurses are so educated in the medical field because they pick up so many things. They may not have a medical degree, but trust me, like they're not dumb. Like they know a lot. Especially my mom. My mom has like 20 something years on the service. Like she knows so much. Like she sometimes even gives advice to doctors. I'm not saying she knows more than that. I'm just saying like at some point they're kind of on par. It's just, you know, of course they can't do like surgeries and whatnot. I'm talking about off of just information.
Police officer. Okay, I mean, yeah.
Hey, Black Lives Matter.
Because even though they flash their lights at me as I'm going 120 on the freeway. Okay.
Don't be eating donuts,
I'm
big
sorry
boy.
about that. Don't mess with the law, though. Follow it. Police officers never know what they'll be dealing with on any particular shift. For
Real talk.
disputes to high-speed chases to shootouts.
Any day
at
could be your
first,
last day.
It could be any of that. Even routine speeding tickets can turn deadly at a moment's notice, which is why police officers can never drop their guard for a second. Stay safe out there, officers.
Police officers do a lot, so try to respect your officers, but still at the same time, Black Lives Matter, man. Like, come on, I gotta say it. I just gotta say it.
Commercial airline pilot. Yeah, nothing more stressful than flying at an altitude of 39,000 feet and knowing that you have to get approximately over 100 plus people to a certain destination safe and sound.
I heard they'd be falling asleep,
That's exactly
though.
what commercial airline pilots do day after day. Sure, the technology today is advanced and some people claim the planes basically fly themselves.
Yeah, they'd be
try
falling
telling that to
asleep.
Pilots like Captain Chelsea Sullenberger, who had to land his plane in the Hudson River when he encountered engine problems.
Ooh. In the Hudson River? But he made it though. Ooh, that sounds bad.
Pilots who make mistakes risk being the cause of hundreds of deaths, making this a well-earned spot on our list. Ugh, I hate airplanes. Can never sleep.
Yeah,
on
but they'd
those
be
things.
falling
Always
asleep,
keep
or
my
they'd be
guard
on
up
Tinder
just
or
in case some
something.
ninjas come out and try to take control of the plane. One day this will happen, and I will be ready. Come at me, ninjas. Come at me.
I've only been on a plane once, and it was a pretty boring experience. Like, I don't understand what people's favorite planes are. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all know. I heard it's like you're more likely to get struck by lightning than to die in a plane crash. You're gonna be okay on that plane.
Firefighter. Yeah, this was going to
Ooh.
fall on the list sooner.
I don't
or
do
later,
fire.
so don't be surprised.
Only my raps.
Firefighters choose an occupation that consists of running into a burning building when everybody else is trying like hell to get out. This is yet another profession on our list that only exists because people are in dire straits and in need of rescue. And while much of the job is battling infernos at homes, schools, and offices, many firefighters are also licensed EMTs who assist at accident scenes and other endeavors, like water rescues as well. Working conditions are hazardous and dangerous to
That's
one's
so
health.
crazy.
Lives are on the line each and every shift, and the very real possibility of burning to death or seeing someone burned exists at all times. It's the very definition of stressful.
Can you imagine this? Being in a flaming building voluntarily?
Let's be honest here. How would you feel running into a 1,000-degree flame and at the same time trying to save people's lives?
And the crazy thing is, most fires are like the people cause it, like they're accidents. People deep frying their turkey. Why do you want to deep fry your turkey? Can't you just bake it like a normal person? Oh man, I can't believe people still try to deep fry a frozen turkey. If you deep fry something, you want to make sure it's not frozen because you know water and oil, they don't like each other.
Surgeon. Yep.
Oh,
Even I know how stressful
Grey's
this
Anatomy.
is. You guys ever played Surgeon Simulator?
I've seen
It's the
Grey's
hardest
Anatomy.
game ever. Well, imagine it being real life, and that is a real human corpse right in front of you. It's no longer a game. I understand it's easy
Yeah,
to
you
look
have
at
somebody's
that salary
life in
and
your
wonder
hand.
how anything can be stressful when you're making that much money. But hear me out. Surgeons are literally cutting you open. Sometimes they take bad stuff out, other times they put good stuff in, and most other times they're fixing what's wrong. But the fact remains, these highly trained and qualified people are cutting you to operate on you and tinker with your insides.
That's
Anytime
so
you're dealing with
scary.
opening up the human body, there's a large amount of stress involved. As a surgeon, you're responsible for the life of the person and on the table each and every time. And with so many things that can go wrong as you battle to make it right, it has to take a toll knowing one mistake, one wrong move, means you're forever responsible for someone dying.
Wow. One wrong move and you can kill somebody. That's the type of pressure I don't want to have. You know how some of y'all go out your football games and like you're so stressed? Imagine surgeons who have to do this on a daily basis with many lives in their hands. That paycheck fat though, but that stress, it's fat as well. Like I wouldn't be able to, I don't know how I would live myself if I killed somebody. If it was an accident, that's one thing. If you did it purpose, if it was like because you made a mistake, that's another thing. Like cause like you maybe slipped and cut like an artery or a vein or something like that. That's something that's really gonna mess with you. Still, nonetheless, I've seen Grey's Anatomy. It'll be pretty cool to be a surgeon. I've always wanted to be a surgeon, but 12 years of school, I'm good.
Enlisted military personnel. The
Oh,
hardest
yeah.
and most stressful job.
They're the
bottom
number one.
line. This job consists of going through basic training, learning the skills necessary to fight in combat, and then going over to a foreign country if necessary to go up against enemy forces.
They really do,
It's a
though.
job that all too often involves killing or being killed. Watching the back of the person next to you and witnessing unthinkable acts of horror and violence. And even if soldiers make it home, they still have to battle things like PTSD.
That's the
kicker
worst
is,
part of it.
It's a job for which everyone volunteers. In my book, there's nothing more stressful than war and protecting freedom, which is why this job lands #1 on our list with great respect.
Yeah, that's why I always had the most respect for like our army men. Like I would never make a joke or like insult them in any possible way because they're literally voluntarily risking their lives to protect our freedom. If you guys can't realize that, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. This is just like the most utmost respect for them. Like, fist pump to y'all. That was it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and get me to 100,000 subscribers by my birthday on July 20th, guys. My name is Prince of Hawkham. Stay charming, my friends.